welcome you to the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. Here's today's question. Is there a biblical explanation why we have no remembrance of our first years of life? Quote, childhood amnesia. Well, the Bible speaks a lot of what we might call physical maturation as a picture of our spiritual maturation. You have in 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and in Hebrews chapter 5, these scriptures that talk about how the desire was to bring meat, but yet milk or cereal was necessary. They had not matured to the point where they should have. And I guess that's what I would use as my biblical, angle on this question, is if you go back to the first days and the first weeks, first month, maybe even the first years that you were saved, it's not real pretty, is it? You're learning what is it like to be this new creation. And yes, the Holy Spirit is within you, but let's be honest that righteousness and sanctification is this process of growing to trust the Lord. And there's some pretty big mistakes and there's some issues and there's some struggles. Now, let's go back to our physical life. Can you imagine the agony that our body endures in those early years? Learning how to eat, learning how to digest, learning all these things. And so I just want to say, I think this is the mercy and the grace of God that I don't remember what it was like teething. I really don't want to remember that, to be honest with you. And much like in my spiritual life, if I focus too much on those early days, it causes me at times to discount my current days. And so I just think that this is one of the ways that the Lord has blessed us, even in the midst of a fallen, depraved world, that we don't have a remembrance of those early days of such a difficult and struggle of growing into our physical, maturated bodies. And who did we need to help us out? Mom, dad, grandparents, caretaker, whoever it is. They had to dress us, they had to feed us, and they had to get us to the point where we could do it on our own. Just like in our own spiritual lives, oftentimes in those early days of salvation, it's other people coming alongside of us who are feeding us, helping us get to the point where we can do it on our own. Great question. If you have one, send it to AskJeff.net. Maybe your question will be tomorrow's. Thanks for being a part of today's daily question. Now, we answer a question each and every day. Please feel free to submit a new question at AskJeff.net. We may not have gotten to yours today, but we eventually will continue to be a part of this. Subscribe so you don't miss out on a question every day.